Welcome to the behind the scenes of my Rave Babies guide. So basically, what is this project? This is my capstone project that is for newcomers of the rave community, aka Rave Babies, people who are just starting out in the rave festival and the basically the whole community of raving and going to festivals. If I had to write a short blurb about my project, it would basically be that this is a step by step guide for people who are nervous to going to raves and festivals and don't know really where to start to join the scene. And this guide can help them thrive in the community just by learning all the stuff there is to know, like fashion and plur and festivals and types of people you'll meet, that sort of thing. This project's purpose is basically to just help newcomers, rave babies, become more comfortable within the community itself. And I would say that our audience is mostly like around my age, like their 20s, college kids, because I feel like most of the newcomers that are coming into the rave community are my age. You don't see a lot of older people coming in, so I would say that would be my audience, just newcomers to the scene. So when we're looking through here, I basically created different sections for each section of my site. I have the welcome page, and on the welcome page, I have my trailer, and then I have my little blurb about what this capstone is, which is just like a website, a guide, like I was saying. Then down here we have all the different sections that I did. I'm really proud of myself doing the trailer. I got really good at editing, and you can see here this video that I created is really enticing, and this QR code leads back to my website, and then I have my little blurb down here. Then when you go to the About Me page, you can just kind of see like my pictures and stuff, and I talk about how like I'm also a new baby in a way, a new rave baby in a way. Um, then we can like go back and look at it. And this is what it looked like before. It was just like the block of text, and then I decided on my logo and the pictures and stuff about the About page. I wanted to do these stickers, but I never really learned how to do that, so I didn't do it. Then next I did, well, my real first section wasn't even a section on here. It's down here. Um and it is getting into raving. And I did short videos, and I realized this wasn't going to work for too long because there was too many videos to make. Like they're too like they're too long, and they there's too many of them to make. So this is my first like full section, and I learned that maybe one video per section would do. But I did get really good at editing from doing this first page. So basically I have a video basically going over what raving is, and I have like a little plan down here on how to do it. And then I have a brief history of raving, which I just got a YouTube video of YouTube to help me explain what that is. And then I have a few things you should know before going to your first rave, and the plur handshake, and then some sources down here that helped me um, relay the information basically. And then I went into my second one, and I did way too much for this section. Learning what kind of EDM you like. I had a original idea of doing quizzes. At the very end of these videos, you can see how many videos there are, and there was a lot to do. So I basically go over explaining the genre and then play a little clip of that genre of EDM. And I ended up just going with a comment box instead of that quiz because I could never figure out how to get audio inside the quiz. So I had to, redirect and keep going. So I thought a comment box would at least be a little something for the audience. And then yeah, so I made too many videos, but I got really good at editing, so that's a win-win. And I think this one went really well. even though the videos of clips of the EDM songs did get a little copyrighted, whatnot. And some challenges with this one was, like I said, there's just so many videos, not enough time to, go down and like script them and whatnot. And my scripts aren't really scripts either. My entire thing this entire time has been like my key points. So I pull up this little thing here, I write it down when I'm filming and I just put it up and I just talk in key points. And I make the key points before my vid. So you can see down here each of these key points is in my video, and you can tell that I'm like looking over in my video at my bulletins that I created beforehand to kind of get everything I need to know down. And then I go into, if we go back to that first page, uh, we go down to rave fashion. Okay, so down at Rave Fashion, I took these images off Pinterest, and I know that probably was the best route to go, but I didn't really have pictures of other people's outfits, and maybe I could have gone to my friends' pages now that I think about it and got outfit pictures, but these are cute. This is like basically what you wear to a rave, and here again, here are all the dang videos. I made so many dang videos in the beginning, and I was getting burnt out. So yeah, I just have like what I was gonna do, like all the pictures I was gonna use, like my key points, things I talked about over here. And then we move on to our rave safe. So this is kind of like the informational story that I did. I went over and met a I met a security guard at a rave that I went to, and his name was Patrick. And then I went to talk to a nurse, Susan, and we just talked about, the safeties at this raves. And this was my big news story. And this can definitely help my audience. I'm very proud of it. This can definitely help my audience with a few things like Narcan and like what not to bring in, what to do in an emergency situation. So it's very informational. This was my informational story, and this is like everything I asked them. I set up my questions beforehand. And yeah. Then I did my trailer, as I already talked about. I think it's very cool, and I put it at the beginning. And then if we go back to this homepage, I went and talked to types of people you'll meet at raves. And this is just a singular vid. I still have like the comment box and everything. And yeah, it's just going over the types of people you'll meet at raves. And then I had this plan on doing festivals, but I never got around to it. So throughout the semester, I kind of had to pick and choose like which one of these I prioritized, and I ended up prioritizing like 5 out of the original 10. So I have types of people you'll meet at raves and festivals, raves or rave safe, rave fashion, learning what kind of EDM you like, and getting into raving. So those are my sections, and that's basically like the behind the scenes of it all. And I kind of kept like my bulletin points, how I came up with these ideas, and I would say what went well and what I'm most proud of is my trailer. If we go back and look at that, because I felt like most of this project I was just getting really into editing, and this project really helped me increase those skills. And some challenges were the amount of videos I was doing, but I just shortened that list to overcome that challenge. And yeah, I'm most proud of the trailer and being able to do 5 out of the 10 original sections I had planned. And I also had to interview people. I had to go out and meet people. I had to drive and talk to people and come up with questions, and that was a challenge in itself. And interviewing is a skill itself, and I was kind of new at that, but I, learned it pretty quickly, how to talk to people, how to, communicate with them, how to get their personality on camera and stuff. So it was a fun uh, project, and that's my behind the scenes.